Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jeanette Starrett, and she is running for precinct chair, and I forgot the precinct number 29. Okay, I think we all know precinct chair is a volunteer position. It's not a paid position. So those, types of questions we're going to be interested in are going to be, I think, substantially different. Okay, Ms. Starrett, you have up to 4 minutes to tell us what your accomplishments as a precinct chair are, what you want to accomplish as precinct chair, why you are the logical choice versus the person who's proposing you, and then we'll go into question and answer.
I have been working in politics, I guess you'd say, since...
Could you use a microphone there?
There's not a microphone.
There's no microphone on there.
There's no microphone.
Oh, there's no mic.
It's really good though.
That's pretty loud. Sorry, I didn't
Come on down here.
Come down, move up here.
There's a second one.
Come to the middle of the pit here.
Okay, I moved from Magnolia, from Houston to Magnolia in '93, and the first thing I got involved with was a school bond election for Magnolia, and then I started volunteering for they used to call it the PTA, but now they've changed it to something else. And then Mr. Hauser lived in my neighborhood, and he was trying to find some people that he could get to work with him on the polls. And so I volunteered to help him work, and I worked with him and his first wife, and then I worked with him up until he passed on a year ago. A year ago, I got appointed to precinct judge, and he was recommended by, I was recommended by Mr. Hauser, because he was getting to the point that he couldn't help anybody else. And in the last election, I got on the computer, I updated everybody's name, and tried to get all their addresses together. So hopefully, I know there's a lot of people moving in and out of Magnolia, and keeping that updated is what we need to do. We need to keep it updated. We need to walk the streets, and the ones that's new, make sure that they are registered to vote in our precinct and not in Houston or somewhere else.
Okay. You ready for questions?
Yes.
Okay. If I may help clarify things, just where is precinct 29?
It's in Magnolia, on the other side of the railroad track,
Okay.
from 1488 down toward High Meadow. Doesn't go quite as far as High Meadow.
So we have a mental image of where it is.
Oh, it's a big
West
place.
Montgomery.
Okay. Who might have a question?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've read your answers over, and I fully agree with you, especially on the pro-life issue. That's probably the most important thing there is, because when you have a segment of society that's been declared non-human so they can be exterminated, that's about like Nazi Germany. We've got to stop that. But there is one thing. You said that the role of government was to make sure that the economy grows. Well, actually, only the private sector can do that, but government has a role that they can play by not penalizing productivity and earning money. And I think it should be stated more like that. But actually, I agree with most everything you said in your question there. How did you like John Devine? He lives in Magnolia too.
I met him the other day, and that's the first time I've seen him. Yes.
You say you worked on a school bond issue. What position did you take as far as that school bond?
They were. It was already on the table when I got out there.
Right.
When I moved out there, and I was actually campaigning for the school bond.
For school bond, right?
And,
For more
it passed.
taxation, right?
It passed.
That's what I figured. Okay,
Oh.
thank you.
Amy, questions?
Can you explain, in the government, you said the state government city council, when you want it to expand. Can you explain why you want government to expand? Because when I hear that, I get a little worried because I feel like government's already big enough. And then it kind of goes hand in hand with letting the government be increasing our economy, and all they really do is just steal from me. Maybe they don't steal from anyone else. But if you could expand what you meant by that.
Well, out in our area, it's growing so fast, and I think we're adding another representative or senator. So,
Do you mean like redistricting?
I hope they don't redistrict, but
I mean,
that's what it would have to be, I guess, if it gets too big.
Oh, I'm also precinct chair myself, precinct 56, and we had a school bond and a college bond issue at one point, at one time, and also an election for the college board. Now, I didn't like either one of those bonds, and I wrote a letter to everybody in my precinct saying that it voted in the Republican primary, and I said, well, I think they need to live within their means. I didn't say vote against it, but I said that they always keep coming back for more money all the time, every time. And I think they've got enough, really. And then I gave them a list of the conservatives who are running for the hospital board. And I fought the Conroe school bond issue to a tie. There was 127 for, 127 against, and the college bond failed by 20 votes, and the conservatives won. But in all the rest of the precincts, it went the other way. The people that wanted to spend money won, and the bonds all passed. But
So what's the question?
we ought to go out here and fight these things instead of just everybody accepting on everybody's request for more money.
What's he running for?
That sounds like a statement rather than a
I don't even
question.
have a candidate, but I just wanted to make that statement about
Questions
bonds.
only.
Sherry?